Hey everyone, Techni here with the mouse review, and the mouse we have today is the recently released, hot off the press, the Razer Viper Gaming Mouse. Now there's one thing that really stands out with this mouse for me before the weight or anything like that, and that is the price tag. We're talking 70 bucks for this mouse right here, right? And I did spend my own money on this. Razer did not send this out for review, so we're gonna talk about it here, and we're gonna break it down and see if we think it's really worth that 70 bucks. But first, what I'd like to do is pull you in, show you some close-ups of it, and then I'll be right back with you and we'll talk about it. Alright, so what did you guys think about the close-ups right there? My personal opinion, I think this thing is stinking sharp. It really is. It's just minimalistic. It's really sleek. As you saw in the close-ups, that is your only RGB right there. Not on the wheel or anything, just right on the back. And actually, let me go on and disconnect this. Hold on a second. So whenever we disconnect it, you can almost barely see, you can still see the logo as you see right here in the camera, but it's very minimalistic. Because that RGB, it's not like most mice, they have it printed on the back, you know what I mean? This is kind of like down within the layer and it's just clear right there. So really cool. I can't show you on the camera because I know you won't pick it up. But again, it's not like, laser etched on the back of the mouse. It's down within the plastic. Really cool touch there. All right, so moving on from design, while we're all even looking at this mouse, is because the lightweight, right? Coming in at 69 grams, as you saw with our close-ups right there, we were coming in right at 70 with a little bit of cable weight right there. But this thing is lightweight. It really is, and you really feel it, you know what I mean? And what I really like about this one, it's not like this big trend going on with the honeycomb mice, you know what I mean? As cool as those look, don't get me wrong, I really like the look of those and everything, but this one is just sleek, again, talking about the design, and it's solid. And you still have that lightweight, which is really, really cool. Now, since we're talking about the lightweight right there, I want to focus on a few points where you can really notice how they reduce the weight with this mouse here. Number one, I don't know if the camera will pick this up. Let's see if we can get some focus. Yeah, see, I doubt it will. Let me see. No, it won't. Anyways, the wheel right there, it's not solid all the way through. It kind of looks like you have some spokes in there, like a bike wheel, you know what I mean? I can't really count. We got 1, 2, looks like 3 spokes in there, right? And then everything else is hollow in between there. So you can see they reduced a good amount of weight right there. The rubber grip on top is a really thin one, not this solid one going straight through. But the scroll wheel, I mean, it feels fantastic. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just pointing out where you can notice that they reduce some of the weight. Also, your side buttons over here, they're pretty small. And they got very little travel, so I'm pretty sure they reduced a lot of the weight by just bringing those side buttons down quite a bit right there. The other thing that really stands out, for me at least, how they reduce some weight with this guy, is it's pretty stinking short. It really is. And for my hand, I'm a palm gripper, right? And it just got, when I started playing with it, it got quite uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Because again, I mainly palm grip, and I felt like this mouse really made me fingertip grip. Which, again, for me, I don't use that, and it got annoying after a while. You know what I'd like to do real quick before we start talking about any other features? Let me bring in a couple other Razer mice, show you them. We'll do a couple size comparisons side by side, and then I'll be right back with you with a few more features on this guy. Alright, so I wanted to bring you to show you a couple of those comparisons, and I'm not too sure how well you can notice it on the camera. By the way, we were testing with the Lancehead and the Death Adder Elite. So what the difference with this guy right here is, number one, the hump is a little bit lower and it's a little bit shorter, which again, going back to how they reduce the weight. This mouse is smaller, right? And again, just talking to my grip style, it's not comfortable. I have medium to large hands. Where I would think this mouse is very comfortable for someone is going to be small to medium hands. And I think you can be very happy with it. But again, with medium to large, let me get this one again. The Lancehead over here almost fits perfect in my hand. I love the Death Adder. Really love that mouse. I really do. But again, I think the Lancehead's just kind of right there. The bump is a little more pronounced back there, right? And again, it has that length where it fits my hand perfect. Again, going medium to large with this guy right here, my palm ends up sitting on my desk right here. You know what I mean? And it got pretty stinking uncomfortable. So those are some of the key points I really noticed right off the bat as how they reduce the weight. Again, it's a smaller mouse, the scroll wheel right there, and the minimalistic RGB that's right back here, you know. But again, it does have a lightweight and still, small to medium hands, I think it's gonna fit you perfect. Now let's go and talk about the buttons, which again, I just think are so cool. Like, just check out that design right there. Yeah, that split design, and you have this deal right there. I don't know, I just think it looks really cool. As you can see right here, you have those little finger grooves right there, and your fingers fit perfectly. And let me give you a quick sound test, actually. Alright, so as far as that sound test, very nice and clicky across all buttons, minimal travel, very nice on the side buttons and up front here. Now if you have used the Lancet any Death Adder Elite, I'm going to put the button press right in the middle right there. Not too much force, not too little. It's pretty nice feel. Now this mouse does use the optical switches that Razer has right here, so they say it goes up to 70 million clicks instead of most mice are, what, around 50 million? I don't know how you even track that. I've never had a mouse go bad on me, you know what I mean? But anyways, if you track your clicks, hey, you're going to get 70 million out of this thing. But anyways, it does that optical switch right there, and they say it's more precise and it's going to last longer and this, that, and the other. Again, I've never had a mouse double click on me or go bad on me or anything like that. But hey, this one has optical switches. Now going back on the scroll wheel, one thing I want to point out which is really cool. So go on and see the buttons right there and then check out the scroll wheel. Do you see how low profile it is? I really like that because again, you got your finger grooves right there. So kind of, you're not going to accidentally press it, but it's so low profile that you can just slide your finger right up onto it. You know, you don't really got to lift your finger up. I really like that in my mouse right there. Nice low profile scroll wheel. Really cool. Now something that's not really cool, and that's the side buttons right here. I mean, it's really nice that you have minimal travel, very clicky and everything, but I mean, you really can't decipher them. I mean, look how small they are, and they're almost barely stick out of the mouse right there. And whenever I'm playing, I'm almost like, oh shoot, which one am I on? Or I got to make sure my thumb goes back there to actually get it. You know what I mean? I wish they kind of poked out a little bit. Let me bring you back over here and show you the Lancet. Right, so can we see how those poke out just to squeeze? There we go. So you can see how those poke out a little bit on the Lancet, for example. And these guys just do not at all. It's almost darn near. All you have is that little bit of tiny lip right there, as you can see with the glossy. And it's so hard to really decipher them, and I just couldn't stand it. But all right, let's get back onto something that's cool, and that's these side grips right here. As you can see, as you noticed already, right, it's ambidextrous mouse, lefty or righty, but on both sides, you have some very nice rubber grips, and they're pretty grippy, even if you get some sweaty hands. I mean, this guy's not going out on you anywhere, and it's pretty cozy. The bumps are really small, so it doesn't hurt your finger by any means. Again, it just feels really nice in the hand, and it really shocked me how they can put those rubber grips out there and still keep this weight down. The other thing that really stands out with this mouse here is the Razer SpeedFlex cable. It is USB braided, and it's fairly lightweight. It's much lighter than any other Razer mouse out there, you know what I mean? But it's not the lightest I've ever felt. The Model O actually had a lighter mouse cable right here. Me personally, I prefer rubber cables because it doesn't grip and, you know, scratch and get that friction against your mouse pad right there. But again, it is noticeably lighter than other Razer mice, but again, not the best. All right, now on the bottom of the mouse, as you can see, you have your 3 feet, top, middle, and then down on the bottom right here, this little button right here is your DPI button. As you can see, it changing colors right there as we press it. It has 5 presets on there, and actually you pretty much never have to download the software because it'll be set right on there. And it does have onboard storage, but only for the DPI, not for the RGB, which is kind of a stinker. Again, we're at 70 bucks. Like, why couldn't we have that stored on there as well? I've seen other mice with it, you know. So that's kind of a bummer right there. I don't know, does that reduce weight or something? I'm not too sure. As far as the sensor right down here, it uses the Razer 5G sensor. Again, I don't really notice much difference in any sensor mouse that I use. You know, I play a lot of Rainbow Six, Call of Duty, Battlefield, and stuff like that. So again, I think sensors are kind of whatever, you know what I mean? I've tested one mouse in my days that I've had one bad sensor, and that's really it. But as far as this, it was responsive and it was spot on. So now me talking about how you never have to download a software, let me just bring you over there and show you the software real quick, and then I'll be right back with you. Alright, so we're now in the Razer software, the Synapse. Let's go on and select our Viper here. As you can see, you can adjust all of your buttons right down here. You can select profiles if you desire. Now one thing I want to show you, which is pretty cool, as well as you can switch your left and right handed, by the way. But the thing I want to show you, let's go on and click on scroll wheel here. As you can see, we have Razer Hyper Shift. And if we select that, it's going to go on and push that. Whenever you push that down, it's going to activate that hyper shift right there. And as you can see, click on this, you have hyper shift. What it's going to do is turn your mouse into an instant different kind of like profile, if you catch my drift, right? So if you want to use these for audio controls or a movie or a different application you're using, bam, press that and you'll have that right there. So that's pretty cool that you can have that option right there. It's almost like two mice within one. I don't know, I think that's pretty cool. As you can slide over here, let me put it back on regular. I don't know if that makes a difference. Then you have your performance right here. As you can see, I have my sensitivity stages off, but you do have the 5 right here. You cannot change the color of these, but it's pretty cool because that DPI button's on the bottom, so you're never going to see it anyways, right? Your DPI changes in increments of 50 right here. Really, really nice. Let me get mine at 500. And you can activate if you only want 2 active, you can have that, or down to the 5. Me personally, I only use 1, so bam, hit that 1 right there, and we're always going to be set on that, so no accidental presses by any means. Your other polling rate over here, and then we have your lighting, which you have your brightness right here, and this is pretty cool. It'll turn off with the display or your idle time or anything like that. And then again, you have your basic little effects right here, breathing, reactive, and stuff like that. And you can select your color or a custom color. And again, like I stated earlier, there is onboard memory, but again, only for the DPI right there. So you can, download the software, set your DPI, and then delete it if you'd like. But the biggest stinker is, again, it doesn't save to the RGB. Like, why not? All right, so all in all, my take on a Razer Viper mouse right here. I really like it. I mean, it looks sharp, it's crisp, you don't have that honeycomb look. As cool as I think the honeycomb is, again, I just think this is sleek, minimalistic, you have the lightweight, you have some cool new tech and features into this, with the optical switches, you got your 5G sensor, whatever. I guess it's the best one they have is sensor to sensor, but hey, you have it. You got the lightweight cord right here, rubber grips on the side. I mean, it's really, really cool. But again, I keep going back to that $70 price tag. That's what kind of irks me a little bit. I'd rather seen this at 59 bucks. And that's honestly what it says. It looks like a $59 and it feels like a $59 mouse to me. At 70 bucks, you got to kind of think about it and look over the things and say, wow, is that really going to be worth the 70 bucks for me? You know what I mean? Again, for me, it's a little bit too small, so it can't be my primary mouse. But if it fits your hand size, I think you're going to be very happy with it. Again, just kind of decipher, is that $70 price tag okay for you? But now, again, if you catch this guy on sale, say around 59 bucks, I think you'll be pretty happy with it. Again, with small to medium hands, or if you like a claw grip, My only gripe that I would say is a downfall about this mouse is the very recessed in side buttons right there. That's probably my only gripe, other than the size, but again, that's just personal preference. Everyone's gonna have a different feel for mice. So again, that's what I recommend you doing. Just kind of pick this review apart, look at the features and benefits, and are they gonna suit you? That's where you're going to get your value out of it, right? You know what I mean? Again, for me, it's too small. That's the biggest bummer. If we got that Death Adder shape with this guy and it's this light, whew, you're talking a daily, everyday use mouse for me. So again, if you got smaller hands or whatnot, I think this thing's going to be an absolute gem for you. But hey, thank you so much for watching this review on a Razer Viper Gaming Mouse right here. I highly appreciate you stopping by. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for some future tech videos. And I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.